Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you. And if your name is Timothy or Pat, as long as you come from Ireland, there's a welcome on the map. If you come from the mountains of Moor, on Killarney's lake so blue, we'll sing you a song, we'll make a fuss. Whoever you are, you're one of us. If you're Irish, this is the place for you. Hello, and my name is McNamara, I'm the leader of the band. Although if you a number, we're the finest in the land. And we play at wakes and weddings and at every county ball. And when we play at funerals, we play the march and song. Oh, the drums go bang and the cymbals tang and the horns they play. Your turn. And Hennessy, Tennessee, toodle the fruit, the music is something grand. A credit to all Ireland is my... Let's hear ya. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. A credit to all Ireland is McNamara's band. Uncle Julius and from Sweden I'd come to play in McNamara's band and beat the big bass drum. And when we march along the street, the ladies think I'm grand. They say there's Uncle Julius playing in McNamara's band. Oh, I wear a bunch of shamrocks and a uniform of green. I am the funniest looking Swede that you have ever seen. Well, there's Dennis O'Brien and Sheehan and me, and they come from Ireland. But by Yemeni, I'm the only Swede in McNamara's band. Oh, the drums go bang and the cymbals clang and the horns they blaze away. Come on, McCarthy punts the old bassoon and Doyle the pipes to play. And Hennessy, Tennessee, toodle the fruit, the music is something grand. A credit to all Ireland is McNamara's band. La 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 la. To all Ireland is McNamara's band. Hello everybody, what a crowd, what a crowd. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you, must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. And if he comes and all the flowers are dying, if I am dead as dead I well may be. Please come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me, and I shall hear those softy tread above me, and all my grave shall warm a sweeter be, if you will bend and tell me that you love me. Then I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. We would like you now to sing and sway just as if we're in Germany to some lovely Strauss music. Here we go. Dankeschön. Lovely, lovely Viennese waltzing. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. I came to America in 1982, my friends. I'd visited the rest of the world prior to coming here just for 2 months on a job in Chicago. And When I came here, I had seen all the other countries with their talents and their sciences and their arts and their cultures, which fascinated me. And then I came here, and immediately I noticed the coming together of all those cultures and your ancestors with a great determination to make it better and fairer for them and their children, you. And therefore, that is one of the biggest reasons that I stay and live in this country now, because without a doubt, it's the greatest nation on earth, our country of America. And that applause was for you and your ancestors. I'll tell you more about why I love America later, but I met my wife, Kathleen. She's from New Jersey. I met her down in Cape May, and about 12 years ago, and she's a little French, a little Irish in her, and mind you, we got a little bit of bad news about 2 weeks ago. We just found out that she lost her credit card and somebody's using it. I know, but I didn't cancel though, because he's spending way less than she does. You know the feeling, gentlemen. So, 12 years ago we met, and 11 years ago we got married, and about 9.5 years or so ago we had a little baby boy. In that order, which pleased my mother greatly, I assure you. We called our little guy Ryan. And if you have a Ryan in your family these days, in case you don't know, that's Irish for king. Unfortunately, our guy does. We are merely his servants these days. But my parents were hoping that we'd have a little baby boy, and I was at the birth, and I must say what an incredible high it was to see our own child being born. But I must also say, girls, I'm so glad ye have that part of the business. Because if we had to have babies, and thanks be to God we don't, but if we had, let's be honest, lads, we would have vanished off the planet thousands of years ago. Right, girls? So about a half an hour after Ryan was born, I called Mum and Dad. And as it happened, Dad got on the phone. And when I heard my father saying hello, the whole emotion of the day hit me like a ton of bricks, you know, the cycle of life. And it was just like a heavy movie. I could hardly speak. I got out, it's a boy, and they're both fine. And literally, that's all I could say. But about 2 weeks later, I was heading up to New York for the show. And I pulled over. We were exhausted, hadn't slept for 2 weeks, and needed a coffee, you know. So I decided to enjoy the coffee. And I started writing a little letter to Mum and Dad as to how we were getting on. And completely forgot about it until about, I think it was last year in Ryan's birthday card. Dad sent it back, said we got a great kick out of it at the time. And I now use it as a little intro to the next song, which I think is the greatest lyric I've ever heard as to what it's like to have a child, be it a boy or a girl, in this case, a boy. Dear Mum and Dad, I choked trying to tell you the news on the phone. You have a grandson, 3,000 miles from home. He's 10 days old now and perfect, thank God. We've decided to call him Ryan. They say he's definitely a Dunne, no doubt, but I still can't believe he's mine. We quickly renamed him Rolex, as he's better than any watch I've ever had. He can time his bottle to the second. Feed me now, or I'll scream like mad. So now we have a king and 2 zombies. We're parents and he's ours for keeps. And while he keeps peeing and pooping and crying, we fantasize about a good night's sleep. It's amazing how much we love him already. And we know these long nights will pass. And when he gives us a smile, all's forgiven, though we know it's probably just gas. And proudly we think he'll be famous someday. We can't wait to bring him home in the plane. In the meantime, we'll enjoy him and try hard not to spoil him as we save up our pennies for Notre Dame. Your loving son, Cahall. you were the seed of life in me. And now I can't believe the man I see. With pride I watch you grow up. You wanted so much to change the world for me. My son, you gave my simple life its key. Through you I see God's love and mystery. You build up my life with your sweet music. It's written in the song, this melody belongs to you and me, my son. Son, I taught you everything I know. For soon, one day I'll have to let you go. I would gladly die if it saved you from the heartaches, the fears, and all the bad breaks that tear your world apart. My son, you faced the truth and you stood tall. And now we face the hardest truth of all. I must say goodbye, but you must go on living. And when my life is through, I'll always be with you, my own beloved son. I watch you now with pride. What more is there to life than you and me, my son? Thank you very much. Thank you. And you know, I honestly believe that if I were still living at home, there's a very, very, very good chance that I might still be a bachelor. You know why? My possessive Irish mother. She sabotaged every poor girl that ever came into our house. If I was going, say, with the dark-haired girl, she'd say, no, 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 Cahall, no, she's too dull. You get tired of her too quickly. And a blonde, oh, she'd buy and sell you, boy. She's too quick for you altogether. She might challenge my mother, you see. And she hated redheads. I don't know why. But I remember one time, about 20 years ago, I was at a dance, dancing away happily, and I saw a girl over there, and she looked the image of my mother. And I said, right. And I brought her home. And my father hated her. So far, so good. But when Ryan was 4, something very, 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 very funny happened, actually. He landed a part in the Christmas preschool pageant. Now, he wasn't a cow or a sheep or a donkey. Oh, our fella wouldn't take a part like that. Our fella had to have a speaking part, albeit one word. The word no. That was his favorite word, as you know, when he was 4. And he was the innkeeper, you see. And when Joseph asks, is there any room at the inn? Ryan says, no. Well, that's all right at rehearsal, but when you come out here with all the lights and all the people and the flashing cameras, it's a different story. The show started, Mary and Joseph come out on the backs of two unfortunate poor devils. Their part was the donkey. They're stitched together with a bit of, I remember, it's purple material. They look more like Barney than the donkey, you know. And Joseph gets off and he knocks on the door. And our fella comes out and Joseph says, "Innkeeper, is there any room at the inn?" And Ryan says, "Yes." He blew it. Well, there's panic in the wings, you know, the nuns and the teachers. The show is stuck. Well, Joseph, he was 9. He was very, very intelligent. He realized he had to step in here because he was a tall man. And he looks at Mary. He says, "Hey, Mary, let's get out of here. This place stinks. Let's go to the stables." And off they go. And needless to mention, our little guy didn't get a part next year. But something very nice happened the year after. Kathleen was decorating the Christmas tree and she was putting little angels, white little angels on. Ryan, she was keeping occupied, was putting his little few on. And out of the blue, he said, "Mummy, can I have an angel for Sarah?" And she knew that Sarah was a little Down syndrome child in his preschool class. So she wrapped up the angel and we went to this little concert. And at the end of it, he went over and he gave it to Sarah. And I asked him why. And he said, "Dad," he said, "the teacher told us that Sarah was special and we must include her in everything we do." And I said, good on the teacher, you know, and good on to Ryan as well. So I went home feeling very proud, to be honest. And I wrote this little song called "An Angel for Sarah." I hope you like it. Yesterday my wife made white little angels. A little boy helped her put them on the tree. Funny how sunshine comes in the strangest ways. When he turned to his mommy and he said, "Can I have an angel from the Christmas tree and give it to Sarah, who's not quite like me? Teacher says she's special and she needs our love. She is happy in her own world, but we must try and make her part of ours." Driving to our folks through the rain and snow, and I complain it's gonna take us hours. But Daddy, if we didn't have the rain sometimes, we would never have such pretty flowers. Can I have an angel from the Christmas tree and give it to Sarah, who's not quite like me? Teacher says she's special and she needs our love. She is happy in her own world, but we must try and make her part of ours. Can I have an angel from the Christmas tree and give it to Sarah, who's not quite like me? Teacher says she's special needs our love. She is happy in her own world, but we must try and make her part of ours. And give it to Sarah, who's not quite like me. Thank you very much. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, here's my wife, Kathleen. Come on. And my little guy, Ryan. And here's Sarah. Sarah, how are you? Good to see you. There's Sarah. There's it to Sarah. As you can see, this is not rehearsed.